Good morning and welcome to the second episode of the Voices of Franklinton Elementary. I'm Tatum and joined by
Barrett
and Coach Nate.
Boys, I really enjoyed our first episode last week, right? And I'm excited that you and I get to just sit and have a conversation. Obviously, we've got a lot of eyes in front of us, right? We've got classmates staring at us. I'm sure if we got a cricket sound anywhere, we can, right? But yeah, I'm excited to sit, Tatum, Barrett, with you guys. I think it's cool because one of the things that you guys are reading about, I know it's a side reading, but the other side of the mountain, right? Why did that person choose to go to, was it other side or my side of the mountain? What was it, Tatum?
My side of the mountain.
What was the reason for him having his own side of the mountain?
Because he didn't want to live in the city with his parents.
Okay, and I know it kind of relates because I asked Miss Pam, what are you guys, last week we talked about resilience, we touched on that. Y'all know what the term autonomy might mean?
Nah.
I don't know either. I feel like it has to do something with anatomy because it sounds like anatomy.
Autonomy? Anybody in the audience, autonomy? Feel free to, right, y'all can hear the cricket. Feel free to phone a friend. If you got a friend maybe in the back of the room, feel free to phone a friend. Tatum, phone a friend.
You know, I think Dak's back there. You know. Miss Pam.
Auto means self. So autonomy means relying on who?
Myself.
There you go.
So she's giving y'all a lot of freedom this week to kind of figure out some things and work where y'all have kind of been catching up. The semester's wrapping up, getting close to Christmas, right? So I think that also relates to, again, my side of the mountain where he really enjoyed, from what I understand, it was a he, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what he enjoyed being able to do himself.
But he was. I'm gonna let Barrett.
So basically, he enjoyed having the freedom to do whatever he wanted in the forest and not having to actually kind of like do what he had to do at school because he hated the city because everything's like all happening at once. But when he go to the mountain to Gribley's farm where that's his grandfather's plot, he has more freedom to do what he wanted. So he's having fun learning to make fire, catching fish, and then building his own home. I think the thing he is liking the most is probably catching the bird and naming it Frightful.
Yeah, he enjoyed doing things kind of the way he wanted to do them. Do we sometimes need structure, though?
Yeah.
Right? Do we sometimes need to rely on certain people?
Yeah.
You know, so the idea, what if I said, all right, you wake up and there's nobody around, right? I was thinking this morning on the drive over, how many of you have ever been like lost at the mall and you couldn't find your parents or your people or your anybody in your family? How many of you, what sort of emotions did you feel, Barrett?
I felt like kind of like scared, but also like determined to find them.
So they found you, you found them.
It's kind of like both because we both found each other because I kind of got lost in between the aisles.
So I know last week we talked a little bit about resilience and how Miss Pam wants it to be hard for you guys sometimes. But the same idea, she wants to let y'all, and your parents and your people, I'm sure, much the same, wants to let you fail a little bit, wants to let you struggle to figure it out, give you some autonomy, give you some of that freedom to go learn things, right? My side of the mountain, he was able to learn a lot of things that he might not have learned in the city, but also to realize there is a need to learn certain things structure-wise, to rely on certain people. Like right now, could you totally, completely not have to rely on other people? Tatum, are there any ways that you rely on Kristen?
Food, clothes, a roof over my head.
Tatum, I think you can go Lion King it and Timon and Pumbaa and just go dig up under some logs and stuff, no?
Maybe.
Yeah, so I'd like us just to transition and talk about some of the things. All your classmates, tell us what they saw, the video they saw.
It was about a guy hitting a bunch of different balls on a dog was waiting for the hockey puck to go in, and when he finally hit the hockey puck, the dog left.
Barrett, you want to add on anything?
He really said everything. That's just like the videos trying like emphasize how much focus the dog has and like focusing on your goal. That's probably the only thing I would add.
Yeah. Does our focus sometimes change depending on what we're doing? Right. So Tatum playing ball, you got some of your other cutters out here. You got Dex out here and, a few other baseballers and whatnot. Does your focus change at baseball than what it does, say, on a Thursday morning for school?
Yeah, very much.
But is that a skill you guys think? Barrett, what do you think? Is that a skill to be able to focus on what's important right now?
I think it is because then you're not focused on everything at once. It's easier to be focused on one thing. Well, I think that's a skill that some people don't have.
Do we need to be able to sometimes multitask, though?
I think that's like you need to sometimes, but sometimes you don't. Like in baseball, you need the multitask. You need to figure out where the ball's going, where you need to go. If you're gonna run into somebody, make sure you call the ball, and then you have to make sure to catch the ball, realize where the runner's going, and throw the ball. You have to do lots of multitasking, but that's when it's necessary. But when you're just kind of like in class, just doing like math assignment, you don't have to be multitasking going, oh, let me write my ELA assignment and my math test. Now I need to do my social study. You can do one thing at a time per each subject.
That's good, Barrett. Tatum, you got anything?
Yeah, 'cause you gotta like write a bunch of stuff while listening. So sometimes you'll have to look what the teacher's writing on the board while writing it down.
What happens if we try to focus on too many things at once? Especially for us guys. You girls might be a little bit better at it, multitasking. But I know for us simple-minded guys, we might struggle with it a little bit. What happens if we try to focus on too many things?
My brain gets fried.
I know for me, I don't completely finish one thing. Like I'll do a little bit here, 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 a little bit there. Anybody can agree? Any hands?
We got Grayson over there.
Dexter stretch big. I think that means he's the same.
Hi, Dexter.
Yeah, so I think it's important to learn that focus is good, but focusing on the right things, right? And as you guys step into, further into your development as students and as young adults, young men, young women, for you to understand to set goals, it's really important because that focuses you, right? But those goals can change as you change, right? But to have interests, to have things that you enjoy doing, but it's always good to have a curiosity to learn what?
How to focus on the right thing.
Right? And in a much simpler sense, I think it's always good to have a curiosity to learn new things. Right? Did y'all have like a pop quiz the other day?
We did. We had to do this critical juncture for science.
I heard it was some things that you guys hadn't learned yet.
Some of it. It was like stuff we learned, but stuff we also didn't learn at the same time.
So it's good for you to realize there is more that you need to continue to learn. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so before we cut out, do y'all have any shout-outs that you want to give to any of your classmates in here? Or anybody that would be listening in to the pod?
I think Robert would listen.
Tatum said Robert.
Yeah. Wait, who'd I say again?
You said Robert. Focus. Come on, focus. Stop multitasking, Tatum.
Robert would listen to this podcast on Monday morning. Yeah.
I'd like to shout out to Eli for our sound effects guy and our volume. Thank you, Eli.
I'd like to shout out to Coach Nate and Miss Pam.
You the man, Tatum. Hey, before we cut out, fellas, did y'all enjoy this? What'd you enjoy about this?
I think it was just fun how we could actually have like a conversation that could be like shared with others.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool you can relate some of the things you've been learning in class to stuff in real life, right?
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah.
All right, boys, you want to send us off, Barrett?
Well, thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of the Voices of Franklinton. We'll catch you next time.